Partnerships work when boundaries are clear. So let's get specific. What AI should do? It should help with draft documentation, SOAP notes, treatment summaries, patient records, your information better scrutinised. It should help you structure your thinking. Rough notes, transformed into organised records, messy observations into clear communication. It could generate patient materials, handouts, exercise sheets, explanations, reviewed by you before any patient sees them. It could support your reasoning, so research summaries, differential considerations, all of that type of stuff as an input into your thinking, but not as a replacement for it. And of course it can handle your admin, so correspondence drafts, scheduling communications, form processing, all of that kind of fairly boring stuff. It can also do some quite interesting stuff with summarising research, so it can digest papers, extract key findings, it can compare different approaches that different people might use, or look at the arguments within the literature about certain things. But these are all the partnership tasks. AI handles the processing, you maintain control. Now the other side, what AI shouldn't do. So it shouldn't be making diagnoses. AI doesn't diagnose. You examine, you reason, you diagnose. AI might prompt your thinking by pattern matching, but the diagnosis is yours. It doesn't decide treatment plans. The same principle, AI can suggest options you've seen, but the treatment decision is always with you as the professional. It can't replace examination because it's never done an examination. It's never felt tissues. It doesn't actually see. It's never kind of observed movement or anything like that. And it doesn't know when something doesn't add up. So your physical examination is irreplaceable. It shouldn't communicate with patients unsupervised. So AI-generated content to patients must be reviewed by you every time. It should never screen red flags autonomously. So that's a clinical judgment. What is and isn't a red flag? Who does or doesn't have these red flags? And AI might flag some possibilities to you, but it's you that decide what's urgent. It shouldn't process identifiable patient data without proper compliance. And of course, in Module 3, we covered a lot of this. GDPR really does matter. The pattern is generally that if it requires your clinical judgment, it stays with you. If it's information processing, it's AI that can help. So I test this using something called the GIOSC question. Before I use AI for something clinical, I ask myself, if I had to explain this to GIOSC, would I be comfortable? Could I explain what AI contributed? Could I demonstrate I maintain clinical responsibility? Could I show I verified the output? If the answer is yes, with a straight face, proceed. If you'd be squirming, it's worth reconsidering. So here's a real example. I had a patient with cervical symptoms, sort of arm pain, some weakness, sensory changes. The pattern wasn't really that textbook. I was thinking about different differentials, so I described the presentation to Claude, anonymised of course, with no identifying details. I asked for differential considerations. Claude came back with several possibilities, including cervical myelopathy. It hadn't been top of my list. I'd been thinking more about radiculopathy, but the suggestion prompted me to examine more specifically for myelopathy signs, and I found some. Subtle, but present, and the patient got referred appropriately. Here's the thing. AI didn't diagnose that myelopathy, I did. AI prompted my thinking in a useful direction, but I examined, I found the signs, and I made the clinical decision. I took the responsibility for the referral. That's the partnership. AI expanded my consideration set. I applied clinical judgment to the actual patient. Now, when you're unsure whether something's appropriate, ask 3 questions. First, is AI supporting my judgment or replacing it? If it's supporting, that's probably fine. If it's replacing, step back. Second, am I still accountable for the output? If something goes wrong, is it clear that professional responsibility was yours or mine? If AI is making autonomous decisions, that's a big problem. Third, would I be comfortable being transparent about this? So, if you'd want to hide the AI involvement from patients or regulators, reconsider. Most situations become clear when you apply these questions consistently. Clear boundaries doesn't limit what you can do with AI, it should give you the confidence. When you know what's appropriate and what isn't appropriate, you can start using AI much more boldly where it helps you and protect what matters and where it shouldn't intrude. In the next lecture, we'll tackle how to talk to patients about AI, because transparency is a really important part of good practice.